The experience of a frog is very different from the life of a tadpole. The frog breathes air through lungs, but the tadpole absorbs oxygen through gills. The frog would come to know a very different and wider world than the limited scope of the tadpole. If they were rational creatures, the frog would have a very difficult time trying to explain what the outer world above water is like. The only way the tadpole could really understand what the frog is describing is to grow up into a frog and leave the pond and go explore himself and have that same experience. Be humbled by the realization that when you read the Holy Scripture and the writings of the fathers and the lives of the saints, that you are only understanding partially. You can only fully grasp the depth and the height of their description of the spiritual life when you have the same experience of God that they do. Until you have that experience, you may understand something, but nothing in the fullness. There's always something you won't understand because the rational mind cannot contain or understand the depth of this experience. The reality of the kingdom of heaven is far beyond the capacity of rational thought and creative imagination. Whatever we imagine, that is not the reality of what it is like. That's a limitation of our own imagination. Reading about the spiritual life and the work of the saints is not enough. Read the wisdom of the saints so that you may follow their path, that you may follow the way of Christ and become like them, which is to join them in being really like Christ through the divine grace. Keep in mind also that you cannot fully convey the meaning of the way to those who are in the world. We can't expect people in the world to understand reality as we do, having our experience, because they lack that experience and they're separated from Christ and his church. By communicating the truth of the Holy Gospel and by inviting them on the way, you give others an opportunity to know God with their hearts and to personally experience God and to participate in his salvation.